Hey, treasures. Welcome back to the Real Raw Relatable podcast. I hope you've had an ace week. And thank you to those of you who have been sharing with me after last week's episode your experiences with regard to intimacy and how you have also found it challenging, maybe present or along your time in your relationship. I really appreciate those of you who reached out. We're not alone. We're not alone in this. And I know that that's a pretty big topic to bring to the table. So kudos to you. Hope you're doing well. I want to share with you today something that I wrote in my journal, something that I very much remind my coaching clients when they come and start working with me. And what I wrote was, the moment you state aloud what you want is the same moment you engage old wounds, stories, and your ego comes in to protect you. So that sounds pretty fucking dark and grim, doesn't it? It's like, oh, I'm just going to state aloud what I want, especially with, lots of manifestation coaches and, let's go after the things that we want. And hey, I'm all for that too. But sometimes what we are not educated about or informed of is that when we do state what it is that we want and share that, bear that, reveal that, along comes your stories, along comes your limiting beliefs, and they are there to make it hard to go for what you want, not to try and be a prick, even though it seems like they're being a prick, not to be mean, not to be an asshole, even though it seems that way. Your ego has one job, and the job is to protect you. It is to keep you separate from what it is that it is unfamiliar with. Because it is there to remind you of the times where you did put yourself out or you did state something that you wanted as a child and you didn't get that, and how much that hurt when you were embarrassed or rejected, or when you got something quote unquote wrong, maybe by a teacher at school, by your singing teacher, a dance teacher, tennis coach, whoever it may have been. And that hurts our heart. And so we start layering up the heart to say, hey, shut the fuck up. I don't care what it is that you want. You can say as much as you like. It ain't going to happen. But as we move through our life and we want for things, we yearn for things, there is a desire to go and fulfill whatever it may be. We do start to state what we want aloud. Firstly, we admit it to ourselves, or we might share it with another person, share it to a coach. And I just really want to say that when you do that, maybe not every time, but 9.8 times out of 10, you are waking up a sleeping dog, and that dog will bark and bark and bark, sometimes bite, to make you remember why you shouldn't, why it'll hurt, why it's too painful. Oh no, don't you remember when this happened, when you wanted to speak your truth, or when you were yourself? Don't you remember that when you were yourself, no one liked you, or you got picked on, or you were called weird, or you were called this, or when you were called that? Don't you remember that when you stated what it is that you wanted to do when you were little? You wanted to be a dancer. You wanted to do X. You wanted to do Y. You were ridiculed. You were laughed at. Ha ha! Welcome to the real world. That ain't going to happen. Do you remember when your want was met with that? And we then remember that pain. We may not remember it cognitively, but we feel it. Our ego is there. Our limiting beliefs are there. Our stories are there to make you feel that feeling. of discomfort, dis-ease, pain, whatever type of pain it is. And then a few things will start to take place. You will start to think that going after what you want is too painful. It's not worth it. It's not worth having to reconcile your beliefs, to make peace with some of your beliefs, to learn how to navigate your ego. You just think, fuck that, this is too hard. You know, you then start to distrust your heart, thinking that your heart is the one that is causing you all this kerfuffle. Oh my gosh, just shush. Life's fine. Life's okay. Right? Or you go on the quest to fulfill what it is that you want, and then you are blindsided by these thoughts that come up because maybe you are in the world of toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing. It's all love and light. It's all fucking good. I'll just mantra my way out of this. And then that becomes real hard. And you think something's wrong with you. You think that you're failing at this, that you're not positive enough, that you should be more spiritual, that you should be more love and light. And all of those possible avenues lead to, oh, fuck it. I'm not going to go after what it is that I want. But if you have the expectation, this is how I go into everything. When I call out to the universe, to the forces, what it is that I am wanting to do, how it is that I'm wanting to play in this world, how it is that, or how I would love it to be in my future, I know that when I put that bigness out, it will be met. It will be met with old wounds, old stories, limiting beliefs, and then there is the work, right? So from last week's episode, I shared with you back in December, there was that intention, that want to feel safe in my body again. And you bet your fucking bottom dollar that woke up sleeping dogs, meaning the old wound. Old wound goes, oh, no. Don't you remember that you were safe in your body and you were violated? So you cannot give your body again. You cannot trust your body again. You cannot let your body feel X, Y, Z because it is wrong. Right? And I went through my own big damn shitstorm. It's all too hard. Steve, go and be with someone else. I don't want to have to fucking deal with this. Right? But I expected that to come. No different when I said that I wanted to embrace my feminine. This was a couple of years ago. I wanted to meet my feminine, dance with her again, bring her into my life. Wow, the resistance was pretty fucking real. The sleeping dog woke up. The wound of, that's fucking lazy. That's lazy. You'll never get anything done. You'll never be of worth or value as the feminine. Feminine are weak. Masculinity is where it's at. So be more masculine. Be more doing. And I expected that. When I said that I wanted to speak on the world stage and create my own podcast, lead mass meditations in front of 25,000 people, I envisioned that stuff. And then on the journey, it was like, oh, here comes the resistance. No one wants to hear you. Old wounds, old dogs, they start to rise. Your truth doesn't matter. Your truth doesn't matter. What you have to say is of no importance. Sit back down. Get back where you belong, you know? And so if we are not prepared for this part of us, our ego, to protect us at all costs and keep us separate from what it is that we want and keep us separate from our greatness. If we are not prepared that that is going to rise as we state aloud and want to go after the things that we want, like I said, we can very easily give up on the things, on what actually matters. We can very easily try and love and light it, positivity our way out of it, and think, well, fucking what's wrong with me? Why is this not working? And then you strive for more perfection spirituality, perfection positivity, when you're actually just in more toxicity. So I'm here to say to you today, this is my message. Go after what you want. Fuck yes. Absolutely. Go after the things that matter to your heart, where you want to see further liberty, where you want to see further freedom in you, where you want to experience greater authenticity in yourself, alignment, congruency. Fuck yeah. You go for that. But please expect this other part of you to come. Because I certainly held that belief, oh, cool, once I've done like 10 years of spiritual work, surely the motherfucker's not going to arrive again. You know, once I'm like closer to 40, surely the dark demons won't rise again. Surely the old wounds will be packaged neatly, tightly with duct tape, very, 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 covering the box. No. The bigger your dreams, the bigger the sleeping dog. And that's okay. That is okay. Please know that that is normal. It is part of the experience. It is part of the manifestation experience. It is part of going after the things that you want. Learning how to befriend your ego, reconcile it, talk with it, manage it, have empathy for it. You know, I always say to my clients, imagine your ego as this tired, weathered, burnt out being, doing everything it can to push, protect. Like that's it. That's what its job is. And it thinks it's doing you service. Of course, deep down, you know that it's not. So do not give up on what is in your heart. Do not give up on what it is that you want. That's there. That is absolutely there. Just don't be fooled that when you reach a certain point, darkness won't come up and rise, right? It will. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes it is huge. For me, the last one, huge. You know, that was real fucking getting into some old wounds that needed air, light, salt water, sunlight. You know, I'm like, okay, cool. You need a real fucking air out and I'll give it to you. As I wonder why I discern what it is that I want, you know, that is part of the journey. To question it, to wonder why you would fucking do this. To think you're crazy. To think that what you want is a waste of time. It's part of it. My question to you is, how are you currently managing it? What is your current relationship with managing those thoughts, with managing your ego, with managing your sleeping dogs, with managing your wounds as you go after what you want? What's your current relationship? Is it working out for you? Is it not so much? You know, that's where you begin. That's where the work is, to see where your relationship is at as you go for the things that you want from your heart, and what you do in the middle, in the mess, in the resistance, in the chaos, in the I'm protecting you at all costs. Just observe. I'd love you to observe and notice what it is that you do. I definitely go into full-blown doubt. I don't believe in the universe. I question the universe. I question the forces. I question myself. I question my sanity. I question everything. And I'm like, oh, I'm in the eye of the storm. I am in the eye of the storm. And I know that when I'm there, I'm at the peak, which means I can only fucking calm down from that peak. You know, I'm like, cool, this is where I'm at, in the middle of the storm. And I know that if I can just hold myself tenderly as much as I can, it'll pass. And then light will be there, hope will be there, answers will be there, you know? So that is my message for you today, to be aware of where you're at and where you are in relation to the resistance when you go after the things that matter.